and he had a good integrity when he made decisions. And it focuses on the trials and tribulations of his life and things that a good leader and people go through on an everyday basis. He had a son that committed suicide. He was passed up as an NFL coach for 15 years. He was undrafted as a player, and through everything he ended up getting to the point that he wanted to be at. To continue on the summary, he related football to everyday scenarios. He talked about how he would never dwell on a bad call whenever the referees would make a call that he didn't like, because he would just waste so much time and energy on it and it wouldn't do any good. It's the same thing in everyday life. You know, you have things that don't go your way, and if you dwell on them, you can't change them, so you're better off just moving on, doing the best you can. And you should lead by example. You should always do the right thing and be honest, and people will follow your lead. You won't have to try to persuade them because they'll buy into everything that you want to do. And lastly, he displayed effectiveness through quietness. He was really calm, and he would never yell at his players, and he felt that if they had to be motivated by yelling, that they were playing for the wrong team. And whenever he'd get really upset, he would get even quieter because it would demand their attentiveness and they'd have to listen to him. The critique on it, he relates to leaderships and life principles like I talked about before. He just talked about being motivating and being positive at all times. And one thing he really talked about doing was, as a leader and as a person, to challenge yourself and challenge the people around you to make them better and push them to do things that they don't feel comfortable doing so that they could grow from it. Next, we talked about the never give up attitude. Like I said, he was passed up as a coach from 81 to 95. He had a few head coaching positions that he interviewed for, and they passed up on it every time, and he never gave up. He kept persevering. And lastly, he was really patient about it, and over time, it worked out, and he became a Super Bowl champion as a player in '79 and as a coach in 2007. I recommend it. It's really easy to read. It's 300 pages long, but it's a really good book, and he's a really calm guy. He's got really good demeanor, and you could tell throughout the entire book. It has great life lessons. It doesn't just talk about leadership, it just talks about everyday life principles that you should do, and just about the way you should treat other people around you. And lastly, I highly recommend it. It's just really good book to read.